One of the common questions that I get is, can I download tools from the asset store and use them to speed up my game dev process? It's really hard to generalize, but the quick answer for me is no. Tools like visual scripting or whatever general tools that you find in the asset store, and they can help you, but they're not going to compensate for your lack of knowledge in coding, or your hate or your avoidance towards coding. For tools like Bolt or Playmaker, I think those are one of the more famous ones. I think there's a clear difference between neglecting the very existence of those tools versus neglecting the idea that those tools are shortcuts. Some people think I hate those tools in general, but that's not true. I even recommend visual scripting to some people who are just starting out to learn how to code. It's more like I hate the people who think they're shortcuts that's going to somehow allow them to not put in the work and still create a video game. No matter what you use, you still have to understand the logic and flow of your own game. You have to come up with your own solutions, manage your data. Just because somebody has visualized it for you doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have an easier time writing your game. Visual scripting, for example, I see it as just another way to code. If you want to use that to avoid coding, you're actually running straight into coding. It's not going to prevent you from spending hours and hours Googling, finding different solutions to different problems. Not just hours, month and month, even years, trying to figure things out and making your game work. You're just using a different format. You're doing exactly what any programmer is doing. It's just almost a different language. There's nothing wrong with having a preference to what you want to use to achieve the same result as someone who's just using a different method. But a lot of times I see people getting drawn into the Unity Asset Store just because they think it's going to be a shortcut. If a person is willing to put in the work, grind it out for the long term, learning how to use different tools in the asset store, I think there's a good chance that that person is probably going to be able to learn to write his own code in that same amount of time and effort. In that case, it becomes more of a preference, but I think those are really rare. If you look at the questions, it kind of becomes easy to tell whether someone's just looking for a shortcut or not. Sometimes the questions are extremely simple, so simple that you can just find the answer to just by Googling a few things, or extremely general, like how do I build Fortnite. I think in the end, it just comes down to your own motivation. How much are you willing to learn new things? How much are you willing to go out of your comfort zone and try different things and experiment? There's so many different topics related to game dev, both in and outside development itself. And I don't really see any shortcuts other than sitting in front of your computer for hours and hours, grinding it out, trying to figure things out. That, to me, is pretty much the only shortcut. Sometimes I see people practically asking me to come up with a customized solution for them. And I see a lot of overlap between those people and the ones that are trying to rely 100% on the assets that they find in the asset store, or tools and visual scripting. The ones that are willing to work, they're probably spending more time Googling stuff and trying to figure things out on their own. If you're one of them, obviously it doesn't really matter what you use. But if you're on the other side, if you're just looking for quick answers to come up with a nice video game and you don't want to look at all of the details, then that's probably not going to work. There's so many different tools and languages that you can use to build your game, whether it's in visuals or text. At the end of the day, you're still coding. So my recommendation is don't be afraid to learn. Try new things. Be prepared to spend hours and hours working, trying to figure things out, and enjoy it. If you're just looking for quick answers, I think you just hate game dev. So that's all I got to say for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach me on my Discord server. I have all the links below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.